Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the positive impact that you've brought to my life, not only from a professional capacity, but also a friendship capacity. We have a friendship that will last forever. And I'm very grateful for all of the things that she's done for me, both in a professional realm and out of it. And the last 6 months have been life-changing. The work of which that we've done will continue to affect everything that I do moving forward, and positively affected my relationship, my goals, my ambition, the relationship I have with myself, how I show up as a man each and every day, and it will continue to do so. And everything that I've learned, I will continue to build on and impart to other people. So thank you very much. There was multiple things going on prior to working with Ali. I've known Ali for a long time. She's fantastic at what she does. And in my life, what was going on is that I felt lost. I felt misaligned to a lot of what I was doing in my day-to-day. I had big visions as to what I wanted to produce in life and what I wanted to create, but I felt that my day-to-day wasn't aligning with that vision. And as a result, it was having a ripple effect elsewhere in my life. So it was affecting things like my relationships, because me being aware of this misalignment was consuming my headspace a lot. And as a result, it then had a knock-on effect to, like I say, my relationships, which meant that that wasn't as strong as it could have been. I recognized that my level of fulfillment to work was starting to deplete. And I wasn't sure prior to working with Ali why that was. And then I recognized that really, I wasn't the man that I wanted to be. So there was a lack of congruence between the man that I really visioned that I wanted to be and who I was in the present day. So across the board, I would say the best way to articulate it is that there was just a big misalignment with what was going on in reality, with what I was aiming for. This was actually within a conversation that me and Ali had, funny enough, in her living room. And I came to her asking for help and assistance. And this is where our relationship in a professional capacity started, where I started off by saying that I feel this certain type of way. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why I'm not getting the results in the business that I want. And I'm not sure as to why, even when I do, it doesn't light me up or make me feel the way I thought it would. And we had a conversation. And as we started to pull it all apart as to how I felt, contrasted it with times where I felt good, and we were looking at like, what's the missing link? It was in that conversation where I recognized that there was a misalignment, and that what I was really working towards, and I guess what my actions were showing, were not congruent with my values, my beliefs, and, like I say, what it was that I was aiming for. So it was in that moment the penny dropped, and I had this big aha moment where it consequently caused me to rebrand. It caused me to change direction and pivot and be more intentional with my day-to-day, how I show up as a man, how I show up for my clients, how I show up for my partner, and how I show up in the world and for myself. I trust her, so I wasn't nervous. I knew that I was in safe hands. I knew that I would get results. I was intrigued as to what would come up and as to what we would dive into, as to how it would look, because it was very open-ended. There was no set structure. There's no like, this is what we're going to do this week, this is what we're going to do the next week, or anything like that, which is great. That's my favorite type of coaching. It's very fluid. So I was just open. One of the things that I always try to be is I just try to not hold judgment, because I feel like it gets in the way and it causes expectations. So I try to relinquish all expectations and just going into it all with an open mind and just consume and absorb everything that we spoke about, and do the tasks that were set. Try to learn as much as possible, and that's certainly what happened. We dove in 2 feet first straight away, and she asked for my permission as to whether she could be brutal and be honest and be the best coach that she could be, and I undoubtedly told her to do so. And yeah, it worked. Like, we really got into the weeds quite quickly, And as a result, I started to see positive and powerful changes very quickly as well. Not massively. I knew it was going to be, it's a bit of a shitty word, but I knew it was going to be deep. I knew it was going to be profound. I knew it was going to be challenging and uncomfortable, but it's not something that I'm not used to. And it's something that I encourage to those who I work with. So I felt like it was a really good opportunity for me to start walking the talk. Yeah, I reserved all expectations, to be honest, because like I say, my previous experience, expectations of any kind often lead to disappointment. So I wanted to give it as good of a trial and fair of a shot as possible. I queried as to whether, because we were friends beforehand, it would be less effective or less powerful, because I don't know, we had a significant amount of rapport beforehand, but I think we were quite good at being able to put that to the side and put our professional hats on for a moment and dive into it properly. But yeah, I reserved all expectations of it all, and as a result, I was really pleased with the experience. There were definitely like quite a few profound moments. I would say, sat here today, the thing that stands out the most to me was around the work that we did on masculine and feminine energy. So how I show up every day and which one I'm leaning into more. We dove into my past. We dove into how I was raised, that I had an absent father, like physically, for a long time, how I grew up with like women and how I became a man of a house really young, all these kind of things, and what kind of an impact that had on me in transitioning into manhood. As a result, how that affected my relationships, how that affected the lens of which I see the world. The work that we did around that was life-changing, 100%, because almost instantly, and this was something that Ali noticed as well, and she communicated that to me quite quickly, in that she saw a rapid change in how I showed up, in how I spoke, how I held myself, even how I communicated over like text, is that I was stepping into my masculine energy significantly more. And I think, again, going back to me feeling misaligned, that was one of the biggest reasons, is that I was misaligned with the man that I wanted to be and the man that I currently was. And she provided me with a bridge of knowledge to then walk over and start acting as the man I wanted to be. And as I started to do that, I started to feel more aligned. I started to feel more confident. I started to feel significantly better and more powerful and strong within myself. And as I'm sure you can imagine, the knock-on effect of that was huge. Yeah, I definitely feel like I am constantly working towards my Northern Star. So I feel like my day-to-day actions are significantly more aligned to the man that I want to be and am starting to become, and also the mission, let's call it, that I've got. Obviously, like I mentioned, as a result, I've changed direction and pivoted in business, and now specifically work with men, and I want to help them go through a similar kind of process as to what I have, in really like stepping into their own greatness. And through going through that own personal journey, it has really made me feel well equipped to be able to guide other men through that too, and add my own personal experience and personal spin and stories to that mix. I think be a Sherpa for those type of guys. So I'm definitely a lot clearer on the mission that I feel I have in this new season of my life. And as a result, I do wake up every day feeling a lot more happier, a lot more optimistic, and a lot clearer on what I need to be doing. Her hard questioning, she's a great coach. And what makes her a great coach is that she's ruthless with her questioning. She, as a result, is very stubborn, but in a positive way. So she won't let you bullshit your way out of an answer. She won't allow you to kid yourself. The crux of it all is that she wants the best for you. She wants you to go through the most profound transformation that you can, and she'll challenge you in every shape or form possible, but she'll make that very clear from the start. She'll be like, if you're not willing to have your toes on the fire and have me put your toes on the fire, then this isn't for you. And that was what I signed up for, and I wanted her to hold me accountable. I wanted her to ask challenging questions, and that's what she did. Take the plunge, do it. What have you got to lose? Like, the outcome is that, well, the whole journey even is going to be designed towards you, your specific needs, what it is that you want to achieve. And she's really going to hone in on all the things in your life that are holding you back, all the bottlenecks that are in your life. And she's fantastic at helping you to break through glass ceilings and show you that they're all psychological, self-imposed ceilings that don't exist. And as she guides you through that process of breaking through them, it unlocks new levels to your life that you didn't think were possible. So it would be a no-brainer to take the jump and work with her.